Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Matt Malone here, and today we're going to be doing a product review on the Rev9 Hyper Street 2 coilovers. We're going to be talking about the pros and cons, what I like about them and what I don't. And I've had these for a year now, so we're going to start off with the pros. So if you're looking into these coilovers, obviously you want something cheap and reliable. First of all, I want to say that Rev9 is not paying me for this video whatsoever. I'm doing this based off my personal experience and just for research purposes, because like when I'm looking into new parts, I like to do a lot of research, and I'm just gonna share my knowledge with you guys. So let's go ahead and start with the first pro. On these coilovers, you can go pretty low. You can go as high as you want, as low as you want. I think it's dependent on the car. This is a 2003 G35 sedan. I've seen this on plenty of VQs. You can go very, very low on these. Now remember, these are for the Hyper Street 2s. I can't really speak for the ones, I guess you can call them. I've seen people that run into issues on the cheaper ones than the Hyper Street 2s. Now if you're trying to buy these for a Honda, I cannot really speak on that. I also have an RSX. I've done some research on it, and you can't really go too low on them, but personally I will do more research on that. I will see if anybody else in your area has the Hyper Street 2s and just go based off that. Other than that, the adjustability on these coilovers are pretty good compared to like others like Tanes, simply because the sleeves are pretty good quality for what they are. They're pretty cheap, and also the quality top hats. Like if you look at the version 1s, they're not really that great compared to the Hyper Street 2s, so that's just something to look for as well when you're looking for coilovers. Another pro will be the dampening. The dampening, I believe it's 30 levels or 32. It is very responsive, very good quality. I use this car for drifting. When I first put these on, they're a little more on the stiffer side. They were about 20 to 25 out of 30 clicks, and it was just so stiff. Like I would go out drifting and it'll be just very snappy. I could barely hold a drift. Mind you, I'm still a beginner. So I let a buddy drive my car, and he immediately knew what it was. He told me to soften the rear suspension. I went ahead and just softened them all around more on the rear. And a day and night difference. I can hold drifts now. I can throw this thing as hard as I want, and it'll just hold the drift. So yeah, very, very good quality on the dampening. So another pro will be the ride is very comfortable. I'm not really sure what the spring rates on these are, depending on what car. They are pretty soft. So if your city has a bunch of potholes, dips and whatnot, you might want to look into these. Because honestly, these coilovers just really don't care about potholes. I mean, for coilovers, yeah, they do, but you know, still gotta take it easy on them. And that brings me to my next pro. These coilovers, I believe, are very durable for what they are and for the price. That's another pro, is the price. 500 bucks, you can't really beat that. I should have put this in the beginning of the video. That's what sold me on these. I would ask around, what coilover should I get? I'm just trying to be on a budget. Many have pointed to these because a lot of people use these for drifting. And when you hear that, it's like, oh, these coilovers get track time. It must be a very solid choice. And I'm very glad I picked these because they're cheap, they do the job, and they're durable. How do I know they're durable? Because I beat the hell out of this car. This is not my daily. I'm a daily at the moment, but I was at the track and I hit this huge pothole. Like it was huge, like it broke my wheel huge. I hit it 3 times and broke my wheel the 3rd time I hit it, and the coilover just did not care. That's what I was worried about the most, the wheel and the coilover. The coilover's fine, it's not blown, no cracks in it. So yeah, I think that's the best pro about these, is the durability, that they could take a beating. Now don't hold that against me. There might be, you know, something on the internet, hey, these Rev9's coilovers broke. You don't know what went on there. I'm just telling you from my personal experience, they did not break on me with that huge pothole. It was at least half a foot deep, broke my wheel, and the coilover is still in good shape. So moving on to the cons, there's not that many cons I see on these coilovers. First con I want to point out is when I unbox these coilovers, the locking collars, they are, I believe they're metal compared to like, I think, what do others coilovers bring? Billet, aluminum, I don't know. They just look cheap. They look like they were just made in the shop and repainted. They don't have that cool looking finish to them. They just have just a gloss spray paint look to them. But again, they've been tested on a track. A lot of people say good things about these coilovers. A lot of people recommend these coilovers as a budget coilover. So it's really up to you if you decide on what they look like. That's just my personal judgment on them. Another con will be is a hit and miss on the car. Like what might be good for this car might not be good for another. Like if you do some research on Rev9 coilovers on a VQ, there's almost no complaints whatsoever. But if you want to do them like on my RSX, it's really a hit and miss. Some people have problems with like clunking, not being able to go low enough. So really it's just a hit and miss on the type of car that you have. That's my RSX, guys. Guys, it's dark out already. But the final thoughts on these coilovers, would I recommend them? Yes, I would, depending on the car. If it was like a Honda, I believe they're a hit and miss. If you find somebody with the Honda and they have the same coilovers, get their opinion and just go on from there. Go on the forums or Facebook groups, Instagram, all of that. Just ask around. But I believe just because they are durable and the Drift Boys recommend them, that's what sold me to these coilovers. And the price, you can't really beat, what, 530 bucks eBay? I think on even some cars, they might be cheaper on Amazon even. I don't know if you guys see my Tane coilover review. Oh my God, those were trash. I would definitely get these over the Tanes. Those coilovers had problems left and right, up and down. And these coilovers, not a single problem. So if you're on a budget, obviously you are looking at this video, looking at some cheap coilovers, I would say just get them. Just do a little bit more research, get convinced. The only reason I'll tell you not to get these is if you're racing. You do not want to be going 100 miles an hour on $500 coilovers. Please don't do that. Get some quality coilovers, minimum $1,000. Do not put yourself in danger. Just because I said, oh, these are durable, you just never know. Racing is a lot different from drifting. Like, you're going so much faster, anything can happen. So yeah, don't put yourself at risk. Just spend the extra money. Just save your money, pawn some things, sell your Xbox, and get yourself quality coilovers if you're trying to race. All right, sorry about that, guys. My GoPro died while recording the video. But the main things are, these coilovers are cheap. You can't beat that price. It's a bang for your buck. They're durable and they have a good reputation. If you have any more input on these coilovers, please put it down in the comments. Let everybody know what cars are good for. We're trying to help each other out, you know. I feel like it's mostly like the Honda kids, the Miata kids that are like looking at these coilovers. So let us know down in the comments. Me personally, I think it's a good coilover, but not every suspension setup is the same. I think that's where the hit and miss comes from. But other than that, guys, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.